live! Welcome to another week of Cowgirl meets Yankee. We're in themed. How's your week?
You know. There are a few allegations of attacks recently.
Stop! Okay.
We good.
Bekkah's gonna get us canceled. Anyway, look, I got wings. Like, we really...
I can't do anything.
It's summer, man. You know? A little beach never hurt nobody. Are you b-boy dancing in your shark costume? Alright.
Yo!
Becca and I just ate so much Taco Bell.
So much Taco Bell.
I feel so full. Today, we're gonna be solving a murder. A murder. Let's see what this package says. It says to be opened by authorized personnel. Oh.
I think she already knows who it is.
It says to be opened by authorized personnel only. That's us.
That's us.
I believe we're the authorized personnel.
We're the gals for the job.
Our victims, Avery and Zoe Gardner.
Rest in peace.
Double homicide. You know, I've been preparing for this my entire life. I've watched a lot of Criminal Minds in my day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to escape room and failed miserably, so we'll see. I don't have very good judgment either, so
that's super
we'll
embarrassing.
also see.
I will say, so me and my friends, we do an escape room, like for like every holiday and birthday, but we do like the actual escape rooms,
yeah.
Right? And we've won like every single one, and then we decided to do an off-brand escape room back in January, and it was called The Kidnapping, and you start off the game, you're all handcuffed to the same bed frame in the dark. And then we had to, like, figure out how to get, like, unhandcuffed.
The way that would send me, like, that would just send me into a panic.
It was so funny. I actually have a really funny picture of me and all of my friends handcuffed to the... But we lost. It was impossible. It was the first time we ever lost.
See, so the escape room that me and Nick went to, I feel like it was also, like, an off-brand one.
If it's not called, like, the escape game, then, like, okay. You're cooked.
So that's what it was. It was extremely hard.
They're so hard.
And it was, like, our room, it was, like, a shelter, like, where there was, like, a bombing about to go off or whatever. We died, but we exploded. It was bad.
We also died. We were murdered.
Oh.
Yeah, it's tough.
I feel like the ones that are off-brand are, like, way darker.
They're so much darker.
They're way darker.
The escape game ones are, like, so fun. They're like, you're on a spaceship through time.
Literally.
Here are the pyramids and the Eiffel Tower. Enjoy the view.
Yep.
And you're playing a game and do what you want. And it's, like, well lit.
Yeah.
And the hosts are really nice.
Yeah.
And then you go to the off-brand ones and they're like, okay, the theme is horrific, violent crimes.
Yeah.
And you're like, why, though?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just a girl.
I'm just trying to survive.
In all fairness, I did insist that we do the kidnapping one because I thought it would be funny if we were all handcuffed. And it was.
It was, yeah.
We brought Laura, who is 8 months pregnant, and I was half convinced she was going to go into labor while we were in there.
Can you imagine that being...
Yes, I could, because that type of stuff always happens to me and my friends. Just like the worst case scenario event happening. Like, imagine just being in the escape game, and, like, now all of a sudden you're giving birth. Yikes.
Do you have to pay extra for the...
for the extra guest? Yeah. It's like, okay, there's gonna be 7 of us, maybe 8.
Maybe 8. Like, half charge on that.
So stupid. Okay. Alright, I don't even know where to start. There's so many things in here. Okay. So we've got an evidence packet. Oh, please read this first.
Oh, that's great. Where we start.
Great. I think they want us to read this first.
I have to come out a little bit.
That's fine. I can't do that because I'm just... That's all I'm rocking right now.
That's it.
Okay. Would you like to read this aloud?
Of course.
Are you good at reading out loud?
I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. I'm a motivator.
Okay.
I can do this.
Because I will revoke your popcorn reading privileges.
I can do this.
Okay.
Please help!
Okay. All right. You're fired. Automatically, I am taking your position away from you.
I'm getting into character. This is Jack Paulson. I'm an officer at the Davenport Police Department, and I desperately need your help.
Oh, he's suddenly from Arkansas. Great.
At 4:30 this morning, I responded to a 911 call from a 19-year-old Avery Gardner.
This is how Bekkah actually talks, by the way.
Just put me around my family from Kentucky, and we're out of here. Who was alone with her twin sister, Zoe. An attacker had broken into their house on Ashcroft Lake. I'll continue.
Thanks.
I just want you to note these. 4:30 this morning.
4:30 this morning.
Ashcroft Lake.
Ashcroft Lake. Got it.
By the time I got there, it was too late. The monster had already strangled Avery and left, taking Zoe with him. So
is Zoe alive at this point?
Maybe.
Okay.
But this monster, whoever it is. Okay. The entire Davenport PD, along with nearly every police department across the state, and I have been searching relentlessly for Zoe and the killer, while our chief homicide detective, Angie Cullen, led the investigation.
This is like when you're reading Shakespeare in school, and there's like that one theater kid that's just like way
really
too into it.
Character.
Except it was always me. Carry on. Carry on.
Okay. Angie's not just the best detective I've ever met. She's also my fiancé. We're getting married next spring. Okay, why is he telling us this? He's asking for our help and then inviting us to the wedding? What's going on?
Me. That's so me. Okay. I would talk to someone one time and be like, you should come.
You should come.
You should. Actually, bring a friend.
Bring a friend, yeah. Several hours ago, she sent me a text that said, I figured out the accomplice, and nothing else.
I feel like I'm not absorbing anything with this southern accent.
Okay, I'll stop.
Okay. I appreciate the commitment to the bit, though. You did really good.
She hasn't replied or answered. I just said replied. I promise.
Wow, we're still going.
No, it wasn't.
And then she replied, Tyler, honey, where's the oil?
Right over yonder. Okay.
I heard my coworker say peanut butter like peanut butter the other day.
Peanut butter?
He's like, yeah, I got some peanut butter in my oats. And she swears up and down she didn't say it. I heard it.
She did it.
She did it.
Let's see. She hasn't replied or answered her phone since. And as tough as Angie is, I'm really worried. I stopped by her house and she left her notebook and the phone on the counter. So I checked our driveway security camera and watched her sprint to the car and peel out moments after sending that text to me. It's unlike Angie to leave her notebook behind, but it's clear she had cracked open the case and was in a rush. She even left some leftovers warming in the oven. Angie is in trouble, but her notebook and these investigation items are all I have, and I can't make any sense of it. She needs our help. I have to keep looking for her, but I could really use your help. If you can identify the accomplice she went after, please tell me ASAP. Both sincerely and urgently, Jack Paulson.
I gotta reread.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
But there's really...
So we have Angie's notebook.
Yeah.
Angie's the detective. Got it.
And his fiance.
So our first objective is identifying the accomplice. Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay, these are the girls. This is Avery and Zoe.
Okay.
And then on the back it says 5 Lakeshore Drive, key under front door mat. Well,
they're asking to get kidnapped.
I was going to say, there's our answer.
That's it.
Why would you leave that there? Why would you leave? I mean, not that they were asking for it, but like, what? Let's use our common sense. Maybe don't put the key where everyone puts the key.
What's the key?
Come on, you guys. Okay.
Is that her notebook?
Yeah. Here's the evidence folder. Let's unpack the evidence first.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my
All
gosh.
right. Business cards.
Okay.
Okay, we got Hamilton Pediatrics, a pediatrician, an accountant.
Sorry, Billy. I just hit her head on the
It's
table.
okay. She is very strong. Okay, so we have a pediatrician, an accountant. I wonder if the microphone is picking up her sniffing.
No sniffing. She's just trying to find clues.
Scooby-Doo is on it. Okay. What is this? A demolition guy? Davis Bateman president.
He looks like...
This guy definitely did it. That man did that.
Wait, this guy? Do you know... Okay, you know the guy... Yeah, reach up there. I can't. You know the guy on TikTok that, like, pretends he's like a 30-year-old man dating a 19-year-old, and he's like, yeah, I guess you can come to my place, like.
The guy who also does, like, that one guy who loves anime, and he does all the impersonations.
Yes, that's who he looks like.
Yes! He does look like that guy.
Yes! I love that guy,
really funny. Those videos always make me feel like so... Oh. They have the desired effect, like I cringed when I watch them.
Yes.
Okay. Tree services. Again, this looks like someone who murders people. Tavern owner. Okay.
Okay.
Talia, tattoos by Veronica. She didn't do that. She would never.
She would never.
This looks like someone I trust.
I'd get a tattoo from her.
I get a tattoo from her too. She looks cool. And then Angie Cullen. Yo, Angie's kind of a baddie.
I'll go to the wedding. I'll go.
Who wrote that letter? Jack? Good for you, Jack.
Good for you, Jack.
Good for you, Jack. Congratulations are sorry that happened. I ain't reading all that.
Yes.
But I'm going to read it.
Okay.
19-year-old activist killed while twin sister abducted from Davenport Lake House. Our local community is in shock and on high alert today with news of a frightening incident during the early morning hours that left a 19-year-old Woodbury woman dead and her twin sister missing. At approximately 4:30 a.m. this morning, Avery Gardner called 911 to report a break-in at her family's lake house in Davenport. She was alone with her twin sister Zoe at their home on Ashcroft Lake. Avery reported that an unidentified man had broken into the house, tied up her sister, and was coming for her just before her connection to the 911 operator was lost. By the time
Of course it's a man.
By the time police arrived at the scene, they found Avery dead inside the house and no sign of either her sister Zoe or the intruder. A statewide manhunt soon followed.
Manhunt again. We're looking for a man.
Okay. Well, woman hunt isn't a word, but you're right. Of course it's a man.
Of course it's a man.
A statewide manhunt soon followed as police departments throughout the region set up roadblocks and activated additional personnel, including K-9 and helicopter units, to help track down the killer and save Zoe. At this point, neither has been found. Detective Angie Cullen is leading the investigation for the Davenport Police Department and made a brief statement to the press during a news conference at 11 a.m. this morning in front of the Davenport Police Station. You handling the evidence with the sass of someone who's on the job is so funny. I bet the microphone's picking it up too. Becca's like picking up the business card and then just flicking it down. Just like, I see.
I know.
We need one of those boards.
Yeah.
With the yarn. Okay. We have reason to believe Zoe Gardner is still alive, and we're doing absolutely everything in our power to bring her back to her already grieving family. I personally delivered the horrible news of Avery's death to her mother this morning, and I'm not going to do it again, said Detective Cullen. The Gardner twins were born and raised here in Portland, where they graduated from Woodbury High School last year. While students at WHS, they gained popularity for calling attention to illegal logging practices that were taking place in the Davenport Preserve. Okay, nerd. No, I'm just kidding.
No one. Somebody came after
Like,
you.
okay, nerd. Like, always together, the twins lived in Woodbury with their mother, local pediatrician Maureen Hamilton. That's that business card.
Where's Maureen?
Where Maureen at? No.
Here she is.
Here she is. And their stepfather, Stephen Welsh. Do we have anything for him? We have a business card for him. Zoe and Avery were both freshmen in environmental studies program at Seattle College. So yeah, it definitely is wooden logs.
Okay.
Detective Cullen is maintaining a positive outlook on the search for Zoe and added, we have several promising leads on the case. We're going to find Zoe and we're going to hunt down the people responsible for what happened here today. We will bring Zoe home alive. We'll solve this case together. Wow, they gave us a lot of literature here. We've got a 911 phone call transcript as well. From Avery calling into the police department.
Do you want to act this out? Is that what we want to do?
Would you like to act this out?
Of course.
Okay.
Would you like to be the operator or would you like to be the caller?
I'll be the operator.
Okay.
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 Okay, you'll be Avery?
Yes.
Okay. 911, what's your emergency?
Hello? Stay in character.
I'm sorry. I've just lost my dispatching job for sure. Okay.
Hello?
This is 911 dispatch. What's your emergency? It says in parentheses, muffled noise. I'm sorry, ma'am. You're going to have to speak up. How can I help you? Wow, why is she's a jerk.
Where am I?
You're right here. Okay. Line, please.
Line, please. There's a guy in my house. We're getting robbed, I think. I'm not sure who he is. He's downstairs. I need police now. Please, can you help us?
What's your address, ma'am?
Right, I'm whispering here. Like, you're gonna get me caught. I'm on Ashcroft Lakeshore Drive. Number 5 in Davenport.
That's number 5 Lakeshore Road in Davenport?
Yeah. Can you send? How long is it going to?
I'm sending police right now. I have a patrol car that should be there within a few minutes. What's your name, ma'am?
Avery Gardner. My sister's always downstairs with him. She's all tied up.
How many people did you see?
Just one. A man. He was, wearing all black.
Did you see a gun? Any weapons?
This is hard. How is she doing this?
Yeah, you don't have to keep whispering.
I feel like it just goes into the bed.
Okay, alright, you can keep whispering. Alright.
No, I don't think so. I heard something and looked down the stairs and saw him and Zoe in the living room. He was tying. I'm gonna die.
They should never make us detectives.
No, never. He was trying to tie her up. He had like tape over her mouth. He was in all black with a hood and gloves. That's all I saw. I think he saw me.
Are you hiding, Avery? Can you get under the bed or in a closet or?
I'm in the closet.
I have help coming right now, Avery. What else did you see? Muffled noise. Did you see anything else, Avery?
I can hear him. He's coming up the stairs.
Help is on the way, Avery. There's a... In parentheses, 9 seconds of silence, followed by the sound of a door opening, a woman's scream, and some muffled noises. The operator goes, "My God, Avery, are you okay?" Avery, are you there?
Beep, 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 beep. And scene.
This felt like the most unhelpful 911
Yeah,
dispatcher
literally.
ever. She's like, I saw a man down the stairs. She's like, you saw a man down the stairs? Listen to me when I speak.
I'm whispering, woman.
And then we have a first responders report. Oh! She said, I'm on Ashcroft Lake, Lakeshore Drive. Okay.
So they just got it wrong?
So we finally arrived to the scene at 5 Lakeshore Drive at 4:44 a.m. It was a 1-lane gravel road with a single street light. Neither of us recall any other vehicles on the road at that time. Okay, so she called in and said, I'm on Lakeshore Drive, and dispatch center to 5 Lakeshore Road. And I was like, Oh, sorry. It's actually Lakeshore Drive.
She needed to be fired to begin with.
She needs to go.
But also it
dispatch
shows,
lady, you gotta go.
Like, that there's no forced entry. So I wonder if it had to be someone that they knew.
Yes, but also we know that the key is under the mat.
Right, true.
So... But someone would have to know as well that the key was under the mat, probably.
Right.
Actually, no, probably not. That's a lucky guess.
Yeah. You get this distress call, and you're doing all these steps. Like, there's someone in the house. I remember one time I called the police because this was such a fun time in my life. There was a man that I'm pretty sure was like a stalker to me. He would look in my window at night.
I remember you telling me about this. I thought it was only one time.
No, this happened 3 times at least.
I wonder if he's listening right now.
I have some choice words for you, but I will not say them. No, but I had called the police, and I saw him, he knew I was awake, right? And I'm whispering on the phone. I'm like, I'm at blah, 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 blah drive, like whispering, right? And then the lady's like, can you please repeat your address? And so I'd said it again. And then she transferred me to someone else. And they asked for my address again. Oh my goodness. So I told them my address again. And then they transferred me to another person. And I told them my address again. They were trying to decide whether to send county or city cops out to my house. So finally, 10 minutes later...
At some point, just send someone.
Dude, exactly. 10 minutes later, the cop gets there, knocks on my door, and he's like, so I thought there was an intruder in your house. I said, you thought there was an intruder in my house and it took you 10 minutes to get here? I was like, no, he's outside, but he's long gone now. He's like, well, I looked up and down the street, I didn't see anybody. I was like, we have 100 acres. He's gone.
Right.
He's not here. Yeah. Wild. What the heck? Better.
I choose bear.
I choose bear. For real. Anyway, we'll continue.
Sorry to all of our guy friends that are watching. I love you guys.
We do.
Love you guys.
We know you would never kidnap a woman.
Do that. Okay. Following standard protocol, we cleared the first floor, then ascended the stairs to the second, where dispatch warned us a woman may be hiding in a closet.
Why wouldn't we check there first? Anyway, whatever.
Well, that's protocol. They have to clear the first floor.
I don't care.
Well, they have to make sure that no one is, on the first floor with a gun.
Have one person down there and have another person run up there and check.
I don't think you understand what's happening. Because if the police walk in and they don't clear the floor, someone can sneak up on them and shoot them. The police aren't going to help if they're dead.
They're not built like me.
Bekkah's built different.
In the master bedroom upstairs, we found a female lying face up on the floor. Officer Martin checked vitals and confirmed the victim was deceased. Her neck was scratched red and looked to have been strangled by extreme force. A shattered cell phone was next to her left hand.
Okay, so automatically I'm thinking it has the significant other. Because strangling's a crime of passion.
Okay, I would think stabbing is a crime of passion.
I would think strangling too.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. After clearance of the second floor, we requested backup, medical, and the CSI team. I phoned homicide detective Angie Cullen directly to notify her. Okay.
The owner of the house and the mother of the twins, Maureen Hamilton, arrived at 5:55 in a black 4-door SUV with her husband-stepfather. Her husband and the two of us were needed to restrain her from going inside the house. She settled down after 7 or 8 minutes. Homicide detective Angie Cullen informed the mother and her husband of our findings and took her to identify the body. The scene was turned over to Humberto and the CSI team intact.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right.
So I cracked this bad boy open.
Uh-oh. We didn't even make it through.
Are we not supposed?
No, we can. I don't think we have to go in order.
Well, so basically, she says the same things as those did, except here, the mom is hysterical. We knew that, right?
Okay.
100%
I would hope
genuine.
so.
But the stepdad is oddly calm.
Looking at you, stepdad. What's up, man?
After the mom calms down, they identified the body, and it is Avery. Zoe is missing. We knew that. And then we updated the APB. So, no forced entry. And the intruder had the key and the security passcode. So he had both of those things.
Photo of twins found near front door has security password and address. So that's that code on here.
Yeah.
Photo of C. Gardner was found on a desk near the victim. Devil horns drawn on her.
C. Gardner.
C. Gardner. Who are you, C. Gardner? We'll never know. Here's more. This is just about her strangulation. Here's the map. Woodbury and Ditzkland? The lake house, direct line of sight, Lenny's house. ID card found. Who's Lenny?
Oh,
Lenny, who are you? Who are you, Lenny? Lenny, who are you?
Lenny.
Lenny. Lenny and the Jets.
Lenny. Yeah.
Yeah, sing it, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who Lenny is.
And we don't.
Here's another map. Bateman home, Hamilton home, C. Gardner apartment, T. Carter apartment, Bryson's tavern. Okay, I assume we will meet these characters.
Though.
C. Gardner again, yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, here's Lenny.
Oh.
That man did it.
Have you seen this man?
That man did it. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
He's got the crazy in him.
He's got the crazy in him for
I've
sure.
seen them eyes before. What was he arrested for?
Court record description says menacing.
Oh. Stalking.
Stalking, okay. Assault.
2nd degree.
Disorderly conduct. Unlawful entry into a motor vehicle. Animal abuse. How could you, Lenny?
Electric chair.
Electric chair. Distinctive features. Very thick forearms. First of all, do you know how thick your forearms have to be for someone
to notice it and put it on there?
For someone to be like, I'll tell you what though, the man had very thick forearms.
Why is he naked?
That's a great question. It says he's not a sex offender.
Okay, well.
Okay.
Let me take a look at Lenny real quick.
Yeah, so Lenny lives nearby. Okay, and then we have Vince Wolf, another offense profile. His aliases are Vinny Pop, Vin, Joe Mamba, King Papa, and the Lobo. All right, let's see.
He definitely gave himself that nickname.
Wait.
King Papa? Nah.
This is the tree guy. So this is the guy that does the tree services. And has a court record for unlawful transport of coniferous trees?
So maybe he was ticked off at the girls for...
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah?
This was a tree crime. This is a
tree
tree-related crime.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Robbery 1st degree. Assaulting a public safety officer. Strangulation! Strangulation! He's done this before. I'm on to you, Vince. Unlawful use of a weapon. Manslaughter? They only gave him 5 years in prison and 100 hours of community service for manslaughter? 2nd degree?
Wow.
That's fascinating. 3 years in prison for strangulation? This man's a loose kid. Lock this man up.
Lock this man up.
Lock that man up. Okay, and then we have Davis Bateman, who's smizing at the camera. Look at him. Smizing.
He is.
Aliases Wendell Scott, Joseph Washington, and Anderson Spellman.
Okay.
Hello. Invasion of personal privacy. A restraining order. Assault in the 1st degree. Private indecency? What is that?
Oh, no.
Restraining order. Luring a minor. Electric chair.
Oh, my gosh.
What's up with these dudes?
How old is this man? 37?
You should be ashamed of yourself, Davis Bateman. How dare you?
Wow. Okay.
Oh, here's C. Gardner with the devil horns drawn on her.
Oh.
I see we have the picture collected from the crime scene. Okay.
Alright.
And then here's Lenny Nelson. He's the guy whose ID card was found. But
the patient. At the psychiatric hospital.
Oh, he's a patient, not a doctor. Okay.
No.
And so his house, so the ID card was found here. His house is over here, and the lake house is here. So he's walked over here before.
Yeah.
He had to have. But that also doesn't mean he did it. This feels too obvious.
Right. Same with, like, the
the strangulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll keep note of it.
Yeah.
We'll keep note of it.
Yeah.
We'll play
Crime
devil's
scene
advocate.
photographs.
I'm nervous to see these photographs.
Yeah.
So we need to find out, why were they alone at the house? Who knew they were there? Who has a key and security code? Who was the girl with the red horns?
So they interviewed her mom.
Yeah. Why were the twins alone at the lake house? They came home, Woodbury House, unexpectedly from college last night. Both are freshmen at Seattle College, announced plans to drop out, move back home, and focus on environmental causes. That could make parents mad.
Yeah, but it also could make Tree Guy mad, Vince Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Wolf Tree Services.
Steven was furious.
Ooh.
Argument ensued.
So Steven's the stepdad.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes on you, stepdad, once again.
Mm-hmm. They left around 7:30 p.m. to the lake house. No more contact with police until 5 a.m. So at 8, though, her phone was dead, right?
It was dead. Zoe's was dead.
Zoe's.
The girl that was taken, not killed.
Okay, yeah.
Her phone was dead and in the couch since 8 p.m. the previous night.
Yeah. So that would be that night.
So twins left
So
around
they
7.
just-
So she was only there for a half hour before
Yeah.
her phone died.
Mm-hmm.
That's odd. And also, why are they're dropping out to focus on environmental causes so suddenly is suspicious to me.
So just Steven. Oh, who else knew the twins were there? Just Steven and her. Who's her? Just mom? I
Maureen,
guess?
yeah, the mom.
The twins left abruptly. It wasn't planned. They specifically asked mom not to tell anyone where they were. They wanted to be alone.
So I wonder if that wasn't actually why they were dropping out and they felt like they were in danger, so they were moving home. Because why would you say we don't want anyone to know where we are?
True.
Unless something's terribly wrong.
Yeah. Who has a key? So only she and Steven carried the keys.
So mom and stepdad both have keys.
They kept that extra one under the doormat. They confirmed that the extra key is now missing. Who knows the security code? It just changed a month ago. Only 4 people besides the twins knew the passcode. So it's mom, stepdad, cousin, Courtney Gardner.
C. Gardner!
C. Gardner.
With the devil horns.
And Frank Gardner,
Okay.
who is the father, the real father.
So we don't know exactly what yet, but the Gardners have motive.
Yeah. Courtney Gardner is the twins' cousin on their father's side. Mom gave her the passcode 2 weeks ago to pick up some clothes the twins don't wear anymore. Twins' father, Frank, needed a place to stay last weekend, and mom let him use the lake house. Okay, so what did she do last night? She stayed home for the night. Steven went to a drugstore around 8 p.m. for ice cream, came back around 9 p.m. with no ice cream.
Huh. Also, is it possible that one of the Gardners had the key and just forgot to put it back?
Yeah, true. Both went to bed around 10:30 p.m. Who's the girl with red horns? That's Courtney Gardner. We know that. She's not aware of any issues with either twin. Courtney is always kind of difficult. Okay. Ask mom to call cousin and father. Tell them to get down here ASAP.
Wait, what? Courtney Gardner, the twins' cousin, not aware of any issues with either twin. Courtney's always kind of difficult. Asked mom to call cousin and father and tell them to get down here ASAP. Okay, so there was a reason that they kept Zoe alive.
Yeah, had to be, for some reason.
So 6:46 a.m., Washington State Police received call from Chief Valentine's secretary. Says they're on high alert but haven't set up roadblocks on all bridges into Washington yet. Chief Valentine is not available now. Wants me to call him back at 7. 6:53 a.m., interview with Stephen Welsh, the stepdad. Suspect number 1 in my eyes. What happened last night? Stephen said the twins came home unannounced around 7 p.m. and shared plans to quit school. He doesn't think 19-year-olds should live at home.
Okay.
Okay,
well,
Steven,
it's
why is that
expensive,
relevant,
Steven.
sir? Big argument. Twins left to the lake house. So that's why they went to the lake house. They got into an argument with Steven. He woke up to the police call at 5 a.m. this morning. Where did he go last night? He went to the drugstore around 8 p.m. to grab his prescriptions. But why did he say he was going out for ice cream?
Right.
Okay, so he got 30 milligrams of Celexa, his antidepressant, and his sleep apnea medication. Came home, went to bed around 10 p.m.
That's right.
Maureen stayed home all night. Steven sus?
Yeah.
Did you tell anyone where the twins were? Steven said he saw Courtney Gardner, the one with the devil horns, at the drugstore and mentioned it. Courtney was acting a bit unusual, and she was tightly clutching a brown paper bag. He said, "Where's Courtney right now?" She said, "He's on her way. Should be here in about an hour." So it takes an hour for Courtney to get to the lake house.
Yeah.
So if she found out that the twins were headed to the lake house at 7, she could have been there in time for 8.
True.
Okay. Where's the twins' father? Not answering his phone. He's an alcoholic and a big loser. He told him to have Maureen keep trying to reach him. Who else knew that they were there? The weird neighbor lives about 200 yards northeast of the lake house and the old shack, so that's Lenny. Mm-hmm. He can't recall his name. He's always peering at them with binoculars.
Oh.
Lenny.
Lenny.
He's really big, 6'4" tall, maybe 250 pounds. He's crazy, but not sure of the diagnosis. He just walked over here 15 minutes ago, but Steven sent him back to his house. He's lived here for years, but says he was born in a mental institution.
Oh.
Thinks I should interrogate him ASAP. Okay, interesting. 7:34 a.m., call to a 911 dispatch.
Not sure what to make of it, yeah.
Listen to audio of Avery's 911 call. Not sure what to make of it. Requested a transcript of the call. They'll fax it to the station in the morning. 7:54, they found Lenny's ID card, where he was a patient at the mental hospital. Okay. 8:04, discussion with Officer Paulson. He knows Lenny, says he pretends to be dumb, but is actually very smart and very dangerous. He offered to join me for interview, but I declined. Told him to finish his first responder report and get me the yellow copy. Also asked him to contact the psych hospital and get any details he can about Lenny. Then we got an interview with Lenny.
All right.
Well,
no wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No phone, no wife, no job. Sounds like a winner to me.
That's a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Get ready.
I'm scared.
Did you see anything unusual? 3 cars in the lake house driveway last night. The twins' Jeep. He recognized it because of their loud music with windows down.
Extremely real. Let's go, Gardner Girls.
Yeah, right. Sometime after sundown. 2, an unmarked white van. Driving slow, stopped in the driveway for a bit. He's seen it in the neighborhood before. He has a black passenger side door, trailing a large piece of equipment few hours after sundown. And then a fancy sports car. Some high-class real estate guy. Same guy visited him last week about buying land. He left his business card. Davis Bateman.
Davis Bateman, president.
Several hours after sundown. Are you a patient at DPH? He was just released. He had a problem with some hikers. And a social worker said he had to go there. Insists he didn't escape. Says he's only diagnosed as bipolar. Thinks the ID fell out of his pocket while he was checking his animal traps.
Okay, so the guy hauling the equipment could be the tree services guy.
Yeah.
Or it could be the demolition guy.
Uh-huh.
Both possibilities. And then we have Davis Bateman, who, again, looks like a serial killer and shares a last name with Patrick Bateman, who I believe is the American Psycho guy.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Do you own a vehicle? An old truck behind his house. Says it won't start, needs a new battery. Sounds like Nick's truck. Is Nick a suspect in this murder? Just kidding.
Dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Rowboat down by the lake. Says he can't use it. Doesn't have any oars. So he is a deadbeat for real. 8:36. Call to Davis Bateman. Left message to call me ASAP. Now discussion with Officer Paulson. Psych hospital said Lenny Nelson was released against medical advice. No more details without a subpoena.
1:20 p.m. Discussion with Officer Paulson. Frank Gardner was passed out, really hungover. Absolutely lost it when they broke the news. Gave me his first responder report. Asked him to go find Davis Bateman. Now we got an interview with Frank.
Alrighty.
See Gardner's dad, the Pops. He owns a demolition company. I wonder if that's the car that we saw. With the equipment in the back.
Van? Oh, okay, that too.
Yeah. Were those the same?
No, they're
okay. Father of the twins. Ex-husband of Maureen Hamilton. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. We knew. Okay, I get it. Has a fresh cut on his forehead. Oh. Mm-hmm. Sloppy appearance. Smells like booze. Completely distraught. Seems 100% genuine. But if he did it while he was blacked out.
Right.
He would never remembered. When did you last talk to the twins, Frank? He called Avery and Zoe several times last night between 7 and 9. No answer. Trying to let them in on a hot deal he'd been working.
Oh.
What does that mean? What kind of deal? Flipping a house. He needed Avery or Zoe to co-sign the loan? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Those girls ain't got no money.
No.
Says it was an easy $50K. Avery eventually picked up around 9 p.m. So Avery's allegedly alive.
Yeah, at this point.
He didn't want to talk about the house flip. She didn't want to talk about the house flip, and she hung up when he said it could pay for a year of tuition. Sore subject, Frank. Mm-hmm. Do you know the security code of the cabin? Yes. Maureen let him stay there last weekend. He was having an issue with his landlord. Okay. Who else knows the code? He said, nobody I know of. They asked Frank if he went anywhere last night. He said he went to Bryson's Tavern on Ari Street, played in a pool tournament, had some beers, left around 2:30 a.m. Wally at the bar can confirm that. He said, who else did you tell where the twins were? He said, nobody. Never talk about the twins to anybody. They asked, how's your relationship with the twins? Frank said, not great. I split with Maureen 14 years ago. Says she filed a restraining order, which has really gotten in the way of the relationship. But he doesn't like or trust Maureen's husband, Steven. Thinks he's a bad word. We've called Bryson's Tavern. Wally will be there until 3 a.m. to confirm alibi.
Now we're having an interview with Mr. Davis Bateman.
Davis Bateman. Spooky real estate guy.
Yeah. He's not that spooky. He's kind of handsome.
He is, but he's got a menacing look in his eye. Like he's up to no good. Mr. Bateman, were you up near Ashcroft Lake last night? Yes, I want to buy property there for condo development. He has something big in mind right on the water, wants to put Everett Lyman to shame. He was on Lakeshore Drive last night scoping plots. Why is everybody around scoping plots at night? Kind of hard to see at night. Kind of feels like something I'd do in the daytime, personally.
I agree.
He headed home around midnight. Said it's important to get the night view as well as the day.
Whatever.
Tell it to someone who cares, Davis.
You lar.
Did you see anything unusual last night? Nothing unusual. But there's a big crazy guy hiding in the woods on Lakeshore Drive.
Nothing unusual, but there is that.
He goes, nothing unusual besides Lenny.
Yeah, Lenny's just out there all the time.
And then it just doesn't address it. We move immediately. Oh, wait. Oh, I skipped a page. My bad. So they go, Lenny Nelson? He confirmed meeting him earlier, said Lenny was erratic, weird, and smelled like trash. Left him a card, though. Networking. He said he was working on a truck when he met him. Okay.
Well, there is a truck, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So 5:15, CSI team update. Talked to Humberto at the station. Blood and hair strands on the downstairs floor match Zoe's DNA. Confirmed she was dragged out the front door. Blood found near the body belongs only to Avery. No surprise. No evidence of any other person in the house. Analysis confirmed 100% that killer entered security system passcode. Heading to Bryson's Tavern to interview bartender and confirm the father's alibi.
Okay.
Now we got Wally Bryson, the bartender.
Okay.
So this is Frank's bartender.
All right. So, what time was Frank at the bar? Not sure when he arrived. Recalls seeing him in the first round of the pool tournament around 10:30 p.m. He was there until last call, which was 2:30 to 3 a.m. He got really drunk and seemed depressed. Okay, so we don't really know what time he got there. So realistically, he could have been at the apartment first. Or
he could have been
lake house.
anywhere. Yeah.
We don't know. Why was he depressed? He said he lost out on some real estate deal. Acting normal until his
Acting normal to his business.
His business partner came by to give him the bad news, and then he seemed really down and started doing shots. Who was his business partner? He doesn't know him. He came around 11 and sat with Frank in the back for a little while. Hasn't been in before. Introduced himself as Joe. Doesn't remember what his last name is, but
Mama.
Wally. Joe Mama.
Joe Mama.
Yeah. But Wally will call me if he thinks of it. How late did Frank stay? After his real estate deal fell through, Frank just sat at the bar and did shots until last call. He got really drunk by the end of the night, could barely stand, slurring, etc. Fell out on his way and hit his forehead. Okay, that's where the cut came in on his forehead.
Yeah, okay.
Wally saw him stumbling toward the home when he locked the door at 3:15. I just want to say they're doing a really crappy job.
Yeah, this is terrible.
I'm feeling like...
This is when you identify the person who set up the twins. Visit the webpage to prove it. But why would they tie up Zoe?
And kill Avery. Okay, who told the killer where the twins were and gave them the security passcode? Which item is needed to identify the accomplice?
You might want to check out the website on Wally's business card. Oh,
Wally.
Wally. Wally. Did you sail across the sun?
Do we know where? Oh my god. There's stuff everywhere.
So much evidence. I found them.
Okay.
It's www. On Bryson's business card, www.brysonstavern.com. Let's check out the website. I wonder if there's just going to be like the most incriminating photo ever of the dad.
Frank. Where the twins were.
Wait, I see it. What? There's someone in one of the photos looking at a picture of the twins in a black hoodie.
No shot.
Yes.
Where?
Yes, in the back of this photo right here.
Which photo?
It's one where this one. And then you zoom in the back and there's a guy. Shoot. Here. I can zoom in here. See that?
I see him.
And he's got a beer in front of him.
Oh. Is it the dad?
So it would have to be the dad.
It would have to be the dad.
Because he was at the bar and he would know.
Does that look like a man hand to you, though?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
A photo on Bryson'sTavern.com shows Frank Gardner with the killer. Now open the envelope marked Bonus Envelope A for more information and a fresh lead.
So the dad is with the killer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Bonus Envelope A, it's time.
About daggum time.
It's about time.
Lord of mercy.
Dang on it.
Dag nabbit. Open that darn thing up, damn it.
Gotta crack the case. Tough job, somebody's gotta do it.
Somebody's gotta do it.
Murder in town, somebody's gotta solve it.
And we're the ones.
We're the ones. Alright, we got a fresh lead. We're gonna identify the killer. So let's see what we got. We've got a letter to the police department from Jack Paulson. Apologies, sir. Dear investigator, I cannot thank you enough for helping us identify the accomplice. That's us. We're the investigators.
We did that. Only took us an hour.
Yeah, but we got there.
We did it.
I know Angie would be impressed that you found that picture of Frank Gardner conspiring with the killer on the Bryson's Tavern website. It sent shivers down my spine when I saw that photo of the twins in the killer's hands. The SWAT team and I acted immediately after receiving your tip about Gardner. We surrounded his apartment with guns blazing.
Oh.
Whoa. Hoping to arrest him and find the killer, Zoe, and my Angie. As soon as I walked through the door, though, I realized we were too late. Frank Gardner was dead. They killed my boy Frank.
They killed him.
They killed my boy Frank. He'd been strangled on his living room floor. Once again, we couldn't find any traces of evidence to identify the killer, but my friend Humberto on the CSI team is certain the markings come from the same hands that took Avery's life up. Great job, Humberto. A real Sherlock Holmes we've got here. It would be an understatement to say I was relieved after we'd cleared the apartment and found no signs of Angie or Zoe. The killer must have them both, but who is it? We found Angie's cruiser parked around the back of the apartment, so I'm certain she must have run into the killer there. I hope and pray that she's still alive, but it feels like we're running out of time with this psychopath. Most of Oregon is hiding away inside their homes with the doors locked. We need to find the killer ASAP. The only new clue we have is a page torn from Angie's notebook that Humberto found under the driver's seat of her cruiser. I included a copy of it for you to read, but I'm not sure it can help us. Zoe and Angie are going to die if we don't figure out who the killer is. We need your help, and time is running out.
Thanks for the optimism.
The page. 7 p.m. A call to Chief Valentine at Washington State Police. Called Chief Valentine Washington back at 7 per his request, confirmed that all bridges from Oregon into Washington have roadblocks set up as of 7 a.m. Washington State Police have an active serial killer investigation over the border just north of the Davenport Preserve. Lead investigator on that case is Detective Bobby Miller. We requested that he run a Washington State background check on Lenny Nelson, and to help Miller, I may have some evidence that could help. The interview continued. What else can you tell me about him? Seemed really quiet, kind of creepy and aloof, didn't talk much. What was he wearing? A black hooded sweatshirt with some emblem on the chest. It was a logo of...
Wait, so I know Lenny's looking real bad right now. But
we don't know that it is Lenny.
Yeah. It said he was wearing a logo of, it could be the wolf. Could be Vince.
Right. A black hooded sweatshirt with an emblem on the chest.
I mean, I would think...
The one guy with an emblem.
Yeah.
But this guy has an emblem too.
Right.
Oh wait, is that Frank? Oh yeah, he's dead.
Frank is dead. Rest in
My
peace.
bad, Frank.
Sorry, Frank. Yeah. What do I need to do now?
I bet it's the interview with Bateman continued. So let's see. It says Washington. But there's a big crazy guy hiding in the woods on Lakeshore Drive. Huh. Yeah, I think... Okay, so we have another thing we can scan.
Okay.
Wait. I wonder... So if it was ripped out, maybe we have a page where the ending of it is there. You know what I mean? It was a logo of something, doesn't remember, but Wally will call me back if he thinks of it. So Wally knows. The bartender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. It says, can you identify who conspired with the accomplice to go after the twins at the lake house? Which 2 items are needed to identify the killer?
Who do we know that's in Washington or based in Washington? Oregon.
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 Oregon. Sure.
I just guessed it right.
What is it?
It's Bateman used his alias, Joe Washington, at Bryson's Tavern.
And he had a Washington symbol on his sweatshirt. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So Bateman used his alias Joe Washington at Bryson's Tavern.
He introduced himself as Joe Washington.
Oh, yeah, we missed that.
Yeah.
Okay, is it telling us to open the next envelope?
Yep.
Okay, so we're on to bonus envelope B. Dun 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 dun. Bekkah and Janet solve a murder, but kind of cheat to do it.
Dear investigator, you did it again, and this time I'm glad to say that your detective work allowed us to save Zoe. I just wish we could say the same for Angie right now. Using the missing page from Angie's notebook to match the killer's alias with Davis Bateman's background check was a stroke of pure genius. We'd never have gotten a warrant to go after him without you. I wish our rescue team was as brilliant, but Bateman was ready for us and heavily booby-trapped his entire house. When the SWAT team and I stormed the building, we were met with a barrage.
Local woman discovers word.
I don't know what it means. Of explosions like nothing I'd ever seen in 12 years in the Marines. The rest of the team retreated.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you, sir. The rest of the team retreated when the first bomb went off, but I pushed into the fire looking for Angie. Amid the chaos, I followed the sound of a woman's voice to the basement where I found Zoe tied up in the corner. After hoisting her onto my shoulder and turning for the exit, I caught Angie's eyes across the smoke-filled basement. She was standing right next to Bateman, and he was holding a gun to her temple. Wow, this is getting really dark.
I told you he did it, bro.
That's crazy.
As soon as I held up that card, I was like, that man did that.
It was him. I froze for an instant, unsure what to do, and Angie screamed out to me, "Get out of here, save her, bring Zoe home." So I listened to Angie, and as I carried Zoe up the stairs, I turned back to see Bateman lead Angie down into a tunnel in the floor. He followed her down. As soon as I got Zoe to safety and turned back to the house, the entire structure collapsed. We immediately put the 5-mile radius around his house in complete lockdown, and the Public Works Department soon informed me of a large storm drain pipe that runs under Bateman's house. It's large enough for a person to escape, but they couldn't travel more than 3 miles from there without coming above land. After the fire was out, I confirmed the tunnel connected to the drain pipe, and I've explored every inch of that underground system. I'm thankful I didn't find Angie in there. I just wish I knew where she was. We can't lock down the area forever, and it's too big a search everywhere. God bless.
We have maps.
Which 2 items are needed to find the hideout? Okay, I would feel like... What's the aerial view map? Is that one?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the other one?
Oh, wait, no, this is the aerial view map. This is the road map.
Let's look at the aerial view real quick. Bateman Properties website, maybe?
Ooh.
Crawl space.
Crawl space.
In the basement.
Let me also check the other one.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't have listed your vacancies. Where do you think Bateman is hiding? I'm a 7 Lakeshore Road, where the girls are. No, he's not hiding there.
Not there.
Oh, my bad.
Let's say the
Coniferous.
Yes!
No, another bonus envelope. Wow.
Oh, should we...
We found you, Davis. Oh.
Oh.
Breaking news. They have a video to show us.
The city of Portland breathed a sigh of relief tonight as police apprehended a killer and rescued one of their own, Detective Angie Cullen. The rescue marks the conclusion of an extraordinary situation that seems more appropriate on a Hollywood movie screen than on the streets of Oregon. It began several days ago when real estate developer Davis Bateman murdered 19-year-old Avery Gardner. He also kidnapped her twin sister Zoe from their family's lake house in Davenport. Lead investigator, Detective Angie Cullen, was hot on the trail when she too was abducted by the killer. Police tracked them to a mansion in Woodbury where a massive firefight ensued between Bateman and the SWAT team. Officers saved Zoe Gardner, but Bateman escaped using Detective Cullen as a hostage. That's when an independent investigator led police directly to Bateman's hideout, where they were able to rescue Detective Cullen and arrest Bateman for murder. Later in the program, we'll have an interview with Officer Jack Paulson, who explains how the case was solved using his secret weapon, an independent investigator who helped police solve the case.
Alrighty.
Okay. Voluntary confession from Davis Bateman. Gasp. My name's Davis Bateman. And I killed Avery Gardner.
Oh.
I also killed Frank Gardner, kidnapped Zoe Gardner, and abducted Detective Cullen. It was never supposed to come this far. I had no intentions of killing anyone. The plan, which Frank Gardner and I came up with together, was supposed to play out differently, but things got out of hand quickly, and I wish I'd never gotten involved in this deal. I met Frank Gardner a week ago at his ex-wife's home in Davenport, 5 Lakeshore Drive. I came to the door because I was interested in buying the land it sat on. Frank said he'd sell in a heartbeat but was no longer the owner his ex was, and she'd never sell. Apparently, she says the fond memories it holds are priceless. It's hard for me to take no for an answer. And I jokingly asked him what the price would be if it held some not-so-fond memories, too. That's when the conversation took a darker tone. I could make millions developing there, and Frank needed cash in a bad way. We met a couple more times and came up with a plan. No one should have gotten hurt. We, or rather I, would have just spooked the family a bit, make them feel their safe haven was anything but. Then they'd sell to me, and I'd pay Frank a very generous rate to demolish the house. The plan was to tie up the girls and scare them a little. We figured a few hours of fearing for their lives is all it would take to put a stain on those priceless memories.
What a great dad. Father of the year.
This is
Happy
so
Father's Day.
insane.
What in the world?
That's all that was supposed to happen, and it would have worked if Avery hadn't ruined everything. I had to kill her because she fought back. That girl wouldn't give up, and strangling her was the only way I could stop her. I knew Frank would go straight to the cops if I killed his other daughter too, so I took her back to my house as a bargaining chip. I met Frank at his apartment and made him a fair offer to keep his mouth shut or lose the other daughter. I didn't like his counteroffer, and our negotiations fell apart, leaving me no choice but to take him out too. Just after I finished with him, who knocks on the door but some snoop detective? I hid in the closet when she kicked the door open, and I snuck up behind her while she was trying to revive Frank. I thought she might also be worth more alive than dead, so I brought her to my basement with the other girl. I had some time to prepare before the SWAT team arrived, and fortunately those preparations bought me just enough time to escape to one of my nearby vacant homes with the detective as a hostage. I was going to keep her alive in the shed for a few weeks until I was ready to make my run to the border, but that plan went out the window as soon as the SWAT team stormed the house. I don't know how you tracked us to that vacant building, but I guess it doesn't matter. If only that blasted girl hadn't fought back, no one would have gotten hurt and I would have gotten my lakefront property. It's a shame what happened. Those condos would have been beautiful. Davis Bateman, my guy, you got some issues. Come on. But yeah, wow. We were really bad at this.
Really, really bad.
We did really bad.
That photo?
It's the crime scene investigation, I guess. It's just there. I wonder if that's us texting. Also, like, conspiring to tie up your daughters just to shake them up a little bit is crazy. He's like, I'm pretty tight on money right now. It's like, well, money's gonna be even tighter when now you have to pay for your daughter's therapist.
I don't have a great relationship with my daughter. Yeah. No wonder.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna get any better.
No.
I think we're headed in a great direction here, Mr. Frank. And to think we blamed the stepdad as well.
We did.
But also, he needs to chill out.
He does.
It was a pleasure achieving justice with you, Rebecca.
We did that. It's the Libra in us.
Yeah,
all about justice and balance.
We brought Davis to justice.
We did.
No one investigates like we do, and maybe that's for the best.
If I gave you a different prompt, you'd be a great investigator.
Yeah.
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 I think I could be a PI.
I think so too.
I could find out anything.
She's a sleuth.
I am.
Yeah.
I am a sleuth. And I like to pretend that I'm not. Sometimes.
She's crazy.
Crazy or smart? Or calculated?
Calculated.
Masterminds.
A mastermind.
Great song, by the way. All right.
Yeah, well...
Thank you for joining
Thank
us.
you for joining us.
On this adventure. If that's what we're going to call it.
I have no words. My brain hurts so bad.
Thanks for investigating a crime with us.
Gosh,
We won't be doing this again.
No, we won't. But
we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Bye.